All right. Howdy. Welcome to Roll With It RPG, or in this case, Roll With It World of Darkness. Um, tonight's session 0 is probably going to stretch into 2 and not 1. Uh, so everybody be prepared for the joyous session of answering questions that we have in front of us. All right. Before I actually get into it, I'd like to thank Onyx Path and Paradox Interactive for keeping the World of Darkness alive and kicking.
Undead.
Undead. All right.
Prowling the night.
So the plan is to build your characters before their embrace and then add changes of the embrace after that point. So uh, it is a change to the usual character creation for vampires. So those of you who are watching and know how to do this, don't get angry. Don't leave it in chat. Leave it in the comments on YouTube, though. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I think one of the rules might be for chat, be nice or something like that. Or it does say at the
Don't be a
bottom.
dick.
It does say at the bottom we use our own house rules and stuff like that. So get over it.
And there are plenty for this one. They are extensive.
That's why they're not listed. It just says.
All right. You don't have to answer all the questions posed to you. But I do want you to consider them, ponder them, and if you come up with a response for one that is manifested at a later point in time, you can write it down for me, and we'll cover it on like before the next session or during. All right. So most of this will be a nondescript RP session, in which will be doing back and forth questions. Your questions may result in bonus points or dots to put in certain things, depending on your answer and whether or not it evolves into a more in-depth discussion around your character. All right. With that out of the way, let's get started. My name is Esperio de Emmanuel. I am the seneschal to the prince. My job to assist in the running of our lord's domain. In this matter, I'm here to assist you in your preparations to introduction to the greater Cainite society. Now, now that you've been embraced, there are certain rules I'm certain your sires informed you of, the traditions, as it were. One is important for this meeting. To simply put it, the prince is in charge of all, and you are below even the ant. At the end of tonight, hopefully, you shall have risen in station. So, please, what's your name? So that I may tell the prince appropriately upon your introduction.
Well, if no one wishes to go first, I suppose I shall. Um, Although I don't feel my station to go first. My name is Dragomir Prodan.
Dragomir.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
I guess I'll go next. My name is Orphan Solstain.
Solstain. Interesting. Not your first name, I take it?
No.
Okay.
Uh, I'm Oliver Baker. Not Oliver Baker, but just Baker.
Thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome, sir.
Well, I'm Tam, and this is Asmodeus.
And who is this Asmodeus?
Um, I'm his retainer. He speaks through me, verbally. He's unable to speak.
Okay.
Is
So
this some kind of strange medical condition, or
Um, he says, um, that he will explain later. Um,
okay? I was just curious. Fascinating to meet
It is.
people who have mutism. But I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. My apologies.
and you hear a voice in your head that says, later.
Well,
not
this later will be just moments after meeting, sorry, the prince. So why not tell us now?
Sir, this is my cousin. This is Tiffany. Tiffany Baxter.
Tiffany Bank. Is that with an I, a Y?
Why? Both, I guess. It's got an I and a Y.
Question. Can he speak to multiple people at once?
What do you mean?
Like, with the telepathy?
At the moment, it would be just one, since there
Okay.
are uh, rules for more powerful telepathy in game.
Okay. He asked me to explain for him, since um, he figures everyone should know. Um, it was a a horrible um, accident when he was before he was turned, actually. And he was attacked, and took damage to his throat.
Interesting. What were you attacked by?
It was a band of ruffians, he says.
Do they still live?
No.
Um, it's usually bad form to ask this, but considering your youth, for us anyways, how old are you?
I mean, are we talking like the including my previous life?
Let's do before and after.
Oh, well, I was 36 when uh my sire embraced me. Um, I was born 92 years ago.
A little unusual for a Malkavian to wait so long, but I'm glad they have waited to introduce you till now.
Yeah, it's it's kind of hard to understand much of much of anything that they have me do, don't do. Yeah, it's been, I don't want to say interesting, but uh, rubbling path.
I was young once. I understand.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Uh, I'm I was I was 18 before. She's 20 before, and 7 years.
Okay. Keep in mind, if you don't know the answer, haven't figured it out yet, you don't have to give it. Just let me know, and I'll move on.
Also, that was 7 years for both.
Okay.
Asmodeus speaks only to you.
Okay.
I was embraced 120 years ago. Or is that too much? It was just a number I came up with.
It's always just a number that we come up with. It exceeds the 50-year limit placed in the house rules.
Okay.
So we'll
40 years.
go. I was fine with max. 50 is good.
50 is good.
Dragomir's just kind of looking for a moment, like as this like silent conversation is happening, and looks over at Oliver. Is that weird for you too? Like when it just like
Very.
okay.
And Asmodeus looks 19.
Okay.
Okay. Say Dragomir looks like he's in his early to mid 20s.
I was 24 during the Third Crusade where I was turned, and that was about, and it's been 10 years since I've been turned, so I'm 34 now.
All right.
I don't know if I did that right. I hope I did.
10 years past would put you roughly middle of the Third Crusade.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Awesome.
The My prince has a particular fascination of people's homelands. Where exactly do each of you hail from?
You can't tell from our accents.
They're so good.
It's so flawless, this generic region in which we're from right now.
uh, England?
The same for
Yeah, both.
you, madam.
Yeah.
I was originally from Moldova, town called Soraka.
I've never heard of it. Is it nice? Anyone else?
I am from Europe.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah, that's all I got for right now.
It's cool. It's cool.
Asmodeus is from just outside Jerusalem.
Born in Outremer, then?
Yes.
Our nature is the core of our beings. Rarely does this change. Though it can. What would you say is the core of who you are? This is the first part of our character creation. Like actual placing pawn character sheets.
I put my name on there first.
Not really a requirement. I know who you are. Not really. I'm just writing that now. So there are archetypes in game, nature and demeanor. Your nature is who you are. It represents the core of what drives you. It's your most basic willpower manifestation, how you gain points in willpower through it. Ethan, Mr. Orphan, I know you don't have the book yet, so you don't need to worry too much about this.
Okay.
We can cover that once I actually manage to get you the a reference of some sort.
All right.
But you other three, do you have your natures in mind, or do you want to go over a couple of them before you pick?
I mean, I have mine in mind, so it's a caregiver.
Caregiver?
Yep.
Oh, dokie.
Mine's still undecided.
Undecided?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Yeah, there's obviously. I mean, I've definitely looked over a list.
You're one of the best when it comes to that type of stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Uh-huh.
You want to move on?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, like, I've told you what I've been doing, right?
To a degree, yeah.
Is there one that you know of that?
That works with that.
Yeah, because the list is the same for both, correct?
Yeah, it is
Okay.
both. This it's the same for both. Not offhand. I can see a few that, if you haven't chosen your demeanor, what I would say that is, but no, not offhand.
Okay.
Okay, we'll just move on.
I have the list up, so I'll just kind of glance over it.
Peruse.
Yep.
That's good because next question goes as such. Our demeanor is the face we present to the world. It is malleable, potential of ever changing. What is the face you show? So, do you have demeanors in mind? Nope. Cool.
Nope.
I, um, I would say right now, probably Pediucci.
Okay. Okay. Don't know why I put that twice. All right.
I would have if I wouldn't have finalized my character today. I'll just throw that out there.
It's all good.
I wanted to wait and see.
It's cool. We are on to the assigning
Okay.
dots phase.
So sorry, I think I know this one. Well, nature is the one that you are, right? And then demeanor is what everyone sees.
Yes. Yep.
So I think that chameleon is a good one for probably nature.
Okay.
Okay, that's as far as I got right now.
It's cool. We tend to have an aptitude in certain attributes at a very young age. Of the physical, social, and mental categories, one has formed the basis of who you would become. You may place 6 dots in this attribute, be it physical, mental, or social. Do not exceed 3 dots just of yet. And Mr. Nosferatu, being that this is dots to be allocated before your embrace, you might want to put some in your appearance.
This is 6 dots across all of the options.
Just one category, be
Oh,
it
okay.
physical, mental, or social.
Gotcha.
So the first dot is free, right? For
Yes,
all
the
of
first dot is free for every one of them.
and it's 6 points. You said.
6 points. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Is it free for me too, or
Yeah.
Okay.
The first dot is free. Don't go past placing 3 dots into anything.
Okay.
Oh, I see the Max Headroom thing. Kevin's camera's doing it now.
What?
You had like a weird distortion at the top of your head.
Oh, gotcha.
and we just do one for each tree, or just one in general?
So if you were to choose, say, physical, you would go into strength, dex, and stamina.
Not exceeding 3, you said?
Not placing any more than 3. So it should put a stat, if you were to put 3 more dots into it, to a max of 4 at the moment.
Oh, okay. So it can go. Oh, yeah, I gotcha. You just mean we couldn't put more than 3. Because I was like, well, we get 1 by itself. And if we have 6 points, that's everything at 3.
Right.
So we can go to 4.
Yeah, do not place more than 3.
Yeah, I got you now. So I was not comprehending.
It's all good.
And that's one for each tree.
If
No, right now you're just working on one
right,
set.
Okay.
picking one to be your, as the book would put it, your primary.
Okay.
Like for example, La Sombra, like what you're planning on playing, they tend to be a little more social or mental. They're definitely not necessarily warriors up front, but more I can hire them if I need them types.
Okay. Yeah, I put my points in intelligence.
Let me know when you're all assigned.
I am done.
Yeah,
Got it.
I got it.
We're all good?
Yep.
As that we are human or were, we have flaws, foibles. They manifest in obvious ways, not being physically capable or social or mentally acute. What would you say was your weakest attributes growing up? Place 3 dots total in your treachery stat, the one that's to pull from Dungeons and Dragons, your dump stat.
Jury stat. Okay. You said 3?
3 dots. Yes, sir.
And that's in our flaws information.
That would be under, let me pull up the character sheet so I can have.
Under attributes still, right?
Yep. Under primary attributes, either your physical, social, or mental, one of those will get 3 dots distributed amongst them.
Okay. Yeah, I think I got mine.
Okay.
Good.
I got mine too. Sorry.
I'm
Okay.
good. Go. Yep.
I don't have anything lovely written here. One of these was not like the others. It's just kind of middling. You get 4 dots to place into that one.
You said 4 dots.
4 dots.
I'm good.
Good.
Got it.
All right. Where you were born matters little. Where you were raised affects you greatly. In truth, this place is more than likely the same. Still, it can raise questions to ask, as well as affect us on many levels: our culture, our language, faith, alliances, abilities, your views on the other. Using a modern understanding of the world to help answer some of these questions, a bit of history could help, not required. Uh, I've already technically asked us where are you from. So, what class were you raised in? Are you the child of a noble, like a duke or a count? Are you a lesser noble, warden, a huntsmaster? Or perhaps you're simple craftsfolk, smiths, or mere farmers? What class were you born into?
Dragomir was born into the common class. He was a son of a cobbler.
Album? All right.
So
Common. I was the son of a blacksmith.
Probably same because Baker.
Right. The English tradition of last name is what you are.
What? The crazy thing is I looked it up and I read, and you know what Baxter means?
Baker?
Female baker. It's crazy. Our family. We're
It's wild, man.
I know.
Asmodeus was a son of a poor farmer.
Fun. Okie dokie.
man have all the social etiquette of a dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make it fun. What culture were you raised into? Examples from the time from modern would be Jewish, Romani, Western or Eastern Europe, North African, maybe. Some can be divided into smaller, like maybe you're Frankish or Moldovan in your case.
Yeah, which he was raised in Moldovan culture and inside of a very Catholic town.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was reading. What's the
Uh, the culture you were born into. Were you Jewish? Are you Catholic? Because Protestants don't exist yet.
uh,
Are you Eastern European? Are you Welsh or Scottish, Cornish, that type of thing?
Welsh?
Welsh.
Just because it sounds fun. I don't know if it's fun. Might be. Can't believe you couldn't tell from the accent, though. It's a little hurtful.
I don't think we'd be able to understand you if you were Welsh.
I don't know what they sound like, and I'm not gonna try.
All right, so we good? Some still contemplating for later.
Agnostic.
All
I'll
right.
go with agnostic for now, I guess.
That's actually quite interesting. Is that till fill in a blank, or is that what we're going to claim?
Fill in
For
the
the
blank for right
Crusader.
now.
For the Crusader.
Yeah, little fill in the blank right now.
Okay. Is it the same for you, Doug, or is Asmodeus
mine-
truly
mine is-
agnostic?
Truly agnostic.
Is there a reason you don't accept God?
Poor farmer.
I know why.
Yeah, that
Alright.
was why.
All right.
If he was
Uh,
a middle class or upper class farmer, that would be a difference.
I mean, church gives you free beer right now.
Hmm.
Like all to gather all the people there. Free beer every Sunday. All right. With that said, your abilities are yet another way to help define, specialize, and hone yourself. At this point, no ability may have more than 3 dots. There should also be all blank. These would be your talents, skills, and knowledges. During your life, you are gifted in a single ability group. You might have been a natural talent or developed greater skills than others. Perhaps you are driven by knowledge and a passion for learning. Uh, at this point, you may put 11 dots in the abilities you are most guided by of those 3 categories, with a special addition to knowledges. On one of the blanks, there are 3 at the bottom. Type in linguistics. Uh, for every dot you put in linguistics, the number of languages you know doubles. So if you put 1 in there, you know 1 additional language. 2, you know 2. But once you get 3, that's 6 additional languages. And it can get crazier with later things. We'll put it that way. Are there any talent, skills, or knowledges you guys need explained or elaborated on?
So I would assume craft would fall into like the blacksmithing category, wouldn't it?
Yep. If you were to choose something like craft, you would on the blank there put in the type of craft you follow.
Okay.
And these are stats before return, correct?
Before your turn. Correct.
Okay.
And then brawl is like sword fighting and stuff.
That would be melee. DA is sword fighting. Brawl is fisticuffs.
Okay.
Your athletics is what you'd use to dodge.
Okay.
It would be used as an active defense. You can also use melee to active defense, but that's using your weapon as opposed to your body.
Okay. And you said we get 11 points?
11
Mhm.
points to put into
Okay.
talents, skills, or knowledges.
Okay.
You want to just pick one category to put these points into,
Oh,
be
okay.
it talent, skills, or knowledges.
Okay.
Sorry, figured I should uh, elaborate a little more.
I know I had read on Enigmas somewhere, but that's
It's your ability to solve puzzles, but in addition to it, also tends to deal with dealing with spirits. Even though there's an occult that deals more with the magic side of things as to the actual spirit side of things, considering that White Wolf has ghosts as a thing.
You said 11, right?
11. Yep.
Okay. Now, while everybody's looking at this, I figured out my demeanor.
Okie doke.
I think I'm gonna do Survivor.
Okie dokie.
All right, mine's done.
Good.
Yeah, I'm good as well.
Right. Unfortunately, there's also a set of abilities that we're often lacking, whether it's a lack of talent, a deficiency of skills, or reduced knowledge. You have 4 dots to put into one of those now. This is your treachery ability score.
What is a seneschal?
That is your ability to manage a household or domain as well as finances.
Okay. You said we have 4 points for these?
Yep.
Okay.
4 points to put in for you is either physical or knowledge.
Okay.
I have mine.
I have
Cool.
mine as well.
Alrighty. That leaves, like before, a secondary stat or attribute that's blank. You have 7 dots to place among that now.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
You've got 7 dots to put into whatever's left over between the knowledges, skills, and talents. Whichever one you haven't put anything in, you have 7 dots to distribute on that one.
Thank you.
All right, I'm good.
Same.
Good.
All right. We've all got things that have given us a bit of a leg up in society. These things are your backgrounds, your virtues, other traits. Um, you have 3 points to spend on backgrounds, but as that you are yet to be vampires, there are some that are out of your ability to choose right now. You can take allies, contacts, influence, resources. But with that said, you can't have higher than 3 dots in resources or influence at all. So if you do put points into those backgrounds, and you will have more to divide up, you are stuck at 3 max on those.
How many points do we have to spend? You said
At the moment, 3
in background.
in backgrounds. Yep. Should be under advantages, backgrounds.
Right. Okay.
Stuff like domain generation, mentor, retainers. Those are a little beyond your abilities right now.
What backgrounds can we choose?
You can choose allies, contacts, resources, and influence.
Influence. Okay.
But on resources, you cannot have any more at all than 3 dots. It's the
Okay.
cap for the entirety of character build for that one.
Okay.
Okay, contacts, resources. I'm sorry. What were the others?
Allies.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is your virtues. You've got conscience, self-control, and courage. You have 7 dots to divide between them. There is no first free dot on these, so it'd be 7 dots
Okay.
total.
Oh, I have conscience and conviction. Do I just choose one of those?
It should at the moment it should be conscience.
Okay.
You can change it once we get to after you've been embraced, but for it now, it's conscience.
Okay.
I've got mine.
I'm
So
good.
conscience, self-control, and courage, right? We
Yep.
use all 3, and then 7 dots.
7
between
dots.
them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the first one is not free, like on the sheet.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. All right. I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Good to go.
I'm looking for a particular equation because we use your virtues to figure out both your willpower and your path rating, which for now your path should say humanity.
So just humanity in the fill in the blank part?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Underneath bearing, or are you talking about the top?
Yeah, the above it.
Humanity / path.
Yes,
Just should be humanity right now.
it should just say humanity right now.
Okay.
Okay, there it is. You should have dots there. The combination of your conscience and self-control.
This one tricked me. All the others have been click on it, and it's like a drop-down menu. You pick how many. This one, you click, and it goes to wherever you clicked.
Yep.
Oh no.
So it's just conscience plus self-control.
Yes, sir. And then
Okay.
whatever you've put for courage will be your willpower.
Only courage?
Only courage.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, I believe I got it.
Cool, cool.
Good.
There are boxes under willpower. You want to click up to however many points you currently have, because that's how you keep track of your spending of your willpower.
So on this, the circles are like the permanent number, and the boxes are like what you have available or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, the pool you pull from. Yeah,
Okay.
the dots are your permanent, which is misleading because it can go up and down.
Right. But okay, so yeah, the dots are just how many you have, and then the boxes are just to keep track of what you've used and what you haven't used or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Are we good?
Good.
All right.
Yep.
This leaves freebie points. There is in the corn document, the character open reference notes, a freebie point cost chart. You can also use freebie points to buy merits and use flaws to gain freebie points. At the moment, if you want to go merits and flaws from this pool, you cannot spend more than 4 on a merit, like total, and you cannot get more than 4 from flaws. With that said, you can spend 8 points on for freebie points. Put them either to up attributes, up abilities, up a background, up a virtue, your road, or your willpower. Any changes you make to your virtues will not automatically affect your road, however. That'll have to be spent separately. Does that make sense?
How many freebie points was it?
8.
So this is where we can pick up merits, you said?
Yes, but no more than 4 points worth total at the moment.
Okay.
And there's the list of unavailable merits and flaws in the corn document. Let me
Where do we put these in the?
these are spent on everything you've put dots in so far.
Okay.
Want it open back up? I'll just open it to the page. So you'll be able to do in your abilities, your attributes, your virtues, your road, and your willpower, and backgrounds. Backgrounds are 1 for 1. Like if you want to up a background, you can add 1 point in it.
So if I wanted to pick up like eidetic memory, which is a 2-point merit.
It'd take 2 of your freebie points.
Okay. Where are the merits tracked at?
In the
there
book.
they- Okay, there they are.
And like I said, Ethan, the merits and flaws thing we can do later on.
Okay. Cool.
If you want, you can hold on to like those 4 points that can be at the moment spent towards merits and just spend the other 4 how you want. Or you can do it all now. You will be getting more in a little bit.
Okay. So I can pick my merits later, but choose my skill or my points now for each tree, basically.
Yeah, wherever you would want them. And you don't necessarily have to use them on like one thing. If you wanted to up one ability and then up another like attribute, you can do it that way. You can
Okay.
spend them how you wish.
Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to find the
Oh,
chart
wow.
for the meet so I can at least try to help out. Not having luck. I found it.
With the freebie system, are you able to raise it above the?
Yes, you can take it above the limitation set, with the exception of the resource cap of 3.
Right.
Okay, I believe I have my points.
Cool, cool.
So, if I do a flaw and it's like a 2-point flaw,
Okay,
does that give me 2 more points or does that use 2 of my points?
it'll give you 2 points.
Okay. I thought so, but I just had to ask to be sure.
It's a good question. It's worth asking. I don't always think of that stuff.
Okay. I think that.
Admittedly, my brain goes that everyone's played an RPG. They know what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, like, technically, I've played this before, but I don't remember everything. So,
It
You
was a
know.
while back.
yeah.
So, question here for you: when it comes
For
to some
sure.
of the flaws, like when it says to roll a conscience difficulty 7 or else frenzy, is frenzy just unbridled feeding on something, or just attacking? Or
It's just attacking, and there's technically 2 types of frenzy. There's Rushstrick and then regular beast frenzy. Rushstrick is a fear-based frenzy. Whatever set you off with something that your innate vampirism is afraid of. Fire, potentially holy symbols, stuff like that. Even though the holy symbol isn't a guaranteed, that's a flaw that you can take.
Mhm.
So you would roll against it. The difficulty for that example is 7.
Okay.
So you'd roll however many dice you have in conscience. If you get at least 1 7, you've succeeded. If you don't have any, you've failed and you fall into the frenzy.
I was looking at the guilt racked flaw,
Mm.
which I don't know. It feels like it would just fit.
It does.
Probably take that.
Yeah. It does feel appropriate.
Yeah, same. Like I did the vengeful flaw, which feels appropriate. On the merits and flaws little section that it has here, it says like you put in the name, you put how many points it's worth, and then it says type.
That's if it was a mental, a social, or supernatural.
That's what I thought, so that's what I put. But
Oh.
I just thought I'd ask
Oh,
anyway.
mental. Okay. Yeah, they're both mental. Cool.
Okay.
All right, so that means I have.
Now I just
10.
gotta spend some points here.
There's unfortunately an extensive list of unavailable merits and flaws at the moment.
So
Do we hang on to any of the freebie points that we don't use?
You can,
Okay.
like I said, you don't have to spend it all now.
Okay.
You may have said this. I don't know.
I may not have.
I know, I was reading, so I'm not sure. That should be a flaw. Can only concentrate on one thing at a time. It probably is. Anyway, so if I add to my virtues, does that change the stuff down here?
It does not. Any
Okay.
change to your virtue will not have any impact on courage or willpower.
What
Or
if
on
I-
willpower or road. Sorry.
Okay.
What if I added to willpower? Do I click on the box underneath where it's at now still?
Yep.
Okay.
Any increase you put in willpower will automatically increase your spending pool.
Got it.
All right, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I
Okay,
am
doke.
as well.
I am also good.
Ethan has stepped away for the moment.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually just got back.
Oh, hey,
Uh,
Ethan had stepped away for a moment.
yeah,
Yeah, what are you talking about? He's right here.
yeah, I've been here the whole time. Gosh. I believe I have all of my points done already.
Okay. All right. So the questions I'm about to ask, I've already been given the answer by one of you. The all of them have been answered by one thing: being agnostic. So I'm sorry for you who have chosen that. You have nothing to contribute. But for Ethan, these list of questions might give you something to ponder.
Okay.
Right. Faith is very important to many in our world. It can be said that it's the driving force in the year of our Lord 1196. There are many faiths: Catholics, Roman Orthodox, Hebrew, Saracen, heretic, and then he just kind of glances at you, Doug. Do you have a particular faith? I know I have a raised Catholic with me.
Go and go first.
Oh, I was I mean, not that I practice at this point. I generally just observe the norms of the city that I'm in at the time frame or the territory that I'm in. I've taken the opportunity to educate myself on the various practices and general do's and don'ts of various faiths in the Holy Land during my time here. But due to the Catholic faith's view on modern practices of medicine, no, I don't practice anymore.
Okay. I would say, based off that, you may have yourself a dot in theology if you don't have anything in it.
Excellent.
I would say for us, speaking for my cousin,
Right.
that
course.
we don't as much because we try to stay out of like larger groups. We try to stay to ourselves. So, I mean, like as far as like practicing, as far as going church wise, not so much. We just you know, we might say a little prayer here and there, but we don't actually go into a church to do so.
So, based off all your answers, you would not consider yourself devout then?
Probably not.
Out of curiosity, have any of you ever felt the touch of your God before? Is there a time in which you would have considered yourselves faithful?
This question is for everybody, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
for everyone.
Okay. I would say. So I'll backtrack on the agnostic thing. Could I?
Sure.
So since I fought in the Crusades, I obviously was Christian.
Right, you're most likely Catholic.
Yeah. Uh, I had felt the touch of God. That sounds kind of weird now that I say it out loud, but
It
whatever.
does, but
Uh, I had gotten stabbed through through like my lower stomach, and I thought I was going to die, and I had felt like a serene calmness and peace whenever I was stabbed, and it felt and like I didn't feel like the pain of the wound anymore.
and you believe this to be God saving you?
Yes,
All right, then, would you consider yourself to be devout?
I would say so, though now I don't go to church as much. I tend to avoid larger groups.
That's understood. So, under disciplines at the top, I want you to put in true faith and give yourself 1 dot.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So now we're on to, let's say, even more personal queries. Do any of you have family besides your cousin?
I did, but not anymore.
I have my parents.
Are they still alive?
Yeah.
It's been a while for you, Asmodeus, but do any of your kin survive?
You'll hear none living.
Orphan?
My parents and my sister are still alive, yes, but I haven't seen them in quite a while.
All right. Um, this may be a silly question, but did any of you practice a trade before the embrace?
Were you were just asking about family that was alive, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I was a physician.
No, this is gonna sound crazy, but I was a baker.
We don't all follow in our parents' footsteps.
But I did.
Were you a
I-
farmer?
Asmodeus engaged in he calls it purveying from others.
He was a thief.
Yes.
All right. With your professional choice, you can have a dot in legerdemain. Legerdemain. Blah blah blah. Yeah, legerdemain. That is your thievery skill.
Oh, he also tells me that's why his throat was cut. He picked the wrong target.
Anything for orphan?
I was a blacksmith.
Okay, of course. Do any of you still practice?
I do. It's can prove difficult at points, but I still try to help either the needy or the outcasts.
I imagine the hunger can be overwhelming.
It is difficult, yes. With great conviction, I'm able to help some.
You ever slip?
Um, not enough to kill. At least not a patient.
Okay.
Kind of wrings his hands a little bit nervously. Yeah, not a patient.
Do any of you have any defining moments from your life? Your embrace does not count.
Um, yes, actually, I made a dagger one time and I dropped it and it went through my shoe.
Nice.
It was a real eye opener for me.
There's no like purchasing of equipment, but if you would like, you can go to at the top the combat section and add a dagger.
Okay.
Well, my defining moment was probably the death of my mother to a fever. What led me to leave my home town.
Do you know of what miasma caused it?
I believe. Well, it was. I was still in the infancy of my practicing at that point for medicine, and I tried a great many tinctures and solutions, but I was unable to help her. I think part of it might have just been she didn't want to recover, to live. But I did not know precisely what killed her, no. Aside from perhaps lack of will to live.
Yes, it's quite common. Twins are often born due to that, the lack of will to live.
Yes. She wasn't pregnant at the time, though, so nothing there. I just in practicing. I mean, if someone has something worth living for, it generally helps their recovery. Unfortunately, my father had died a couple years beforehand, and she never really seemed to be herself after that.
I understand.
I mean, it's not being embraced, but it does kind of lead to it. But anyway, my brother was killed during the Crusades. He was enlisted, but he wasn't killed in the battles. The only thing I've learned so far is he was killed by a monster. So I tried to learn as much as I could as the way of dealing with the problem, which is not much, being just a common worker. I set out to avenge him. Now I'm here.
You say you studied.
A little.
Any particular subject matter when it comes to monsters?
Like, I tried to find anything I could on ways to kill or trap or of the sort. You know, similar things to that.
Okay. You may give yourself a dot in the occult, sir.
Done and done.
Are we ready to get into more pertinent, more modern questions? Stuff that's not so much all your past, but your more recent.
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
As your canites now, you could have only become one with the permission of a prince. Of course, your sire may have broken this particular tradition, but that matters very little at this moment. What name does your sire currently go by? Considering that time passes quite slowly for us, but mortals very quickly, we tend to go through names often. You guys don't have to answer this one if you don't got one going.
Awesome.
I'll do that work for you if need be.
My
I
my
didn't know if you wanted to come up with that one or not. So.
my sire's name is Jelena. It's Jaleina.
Cool.
I wasn't really sure on that one since like Malkavians aren't exactly very prevalent necessarily. So but I mean I had an idea. It just depends on I guess whether or not I can do with my background what I wanted to eventually once we have the points from the embrace. But
Okay. We'll put a pin in it then.
If, considering where I'm from and everything, I didn't know if you wanted me to come up with a name or if you already had one. So
I didn't want to steal that from you if you had one, and if you don't, I'm happy of doing it for you.
I have the name.
Oh.
Imohen. Imohen.
Okay. Then that brings us to the next question. Do you know how long they've been one of Cain's chosen, your sire?
Nope, I didn't. I didn't go that far into it. I just gave him a name.
We have it. All right. A valid yes and no here is nope, I don't know. It's fine. Because you may not. With a name like Emohen, I imagine your sire is quite old.
Yes.
Are they well known where they're from? I can't say I've heard of them.
I believe so.
Oh no, no, Kevin's leaving.
Not allowed.
I'll ask this when he comes back to him, but do you know what garnered your sire's attention? What drew them to you?
I that I do know. For me, it was the troubles I had with the guilt from being unable to help my mother, to help save her, or even help my father when he was sick. Just started to have dreams and hear them talking to me, um, telling me the reason that they were taken was because I wasn't more devout, that I wasn't a good Catholic, and that this was God's punishment for me. But I believe that the developing madness in my head was what drew him to me.
That's not an uncommon cause for your ilk.
So I've learned.
Kevin, the question you missed while you had to get up was what garnered your sire's attention to you?
uh, I think it would be like the like. Hmm, I don't know if I'm explaining it the best, but um, like the determination or the way that I went about trying to like avenge my brother. So like the fact that I tried to learn about it and then act upon what I learned.
So you believe it was your resolve that drew your sire to you?
Yeah, that's probably a good word to use.
Emohen says that, or Asmodeus says that Emohen had noticed how soft-footed he was while he was conducting his thievery, and when she saw him in the alley with his throat cut, she took an opportunity.
Wow. Embraced while dying.
Yes.
Not always a gift, but sometimes our sires find it necessary. Ethan, do you know what drew your sire, or do they not know?
Um, I believe that what drew my sire to me was how I excelled on the battlefield during the Crusades.
Martial prowess.
Did I miss anything?
I'm sorry, what?
Did I miss any new questions?
Nope, still going to the last one. Not unheard of, considering the Moorish influx to the La Sombra's homeland for martial capabilities to be a draw. Did your sires come to you right away? Well, yours did, of course. Or do you know if they watched you before your embrace?
Well, mine was more calculated or watched me for some time.
That makes sense, considering your call to them.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
It is for all of us, but I imagine yours so is more fraught.
Terrifying would be a good word. At points. Confusing.
I believe my sire was watching me, but when we came into a village, that's when I first noticed her following me.
How did the shadow drop? That's impressive. So much so, you may put a dot in awareness.
Alrighty.
No, knowing what I know now, I would say there's no way that she didn't watch me beforehand.
Suspect you were followed for some time.
I would think so, but I don't know for sure.
That's fair. When you were approached, beyond yourself, of course, Asmodeus, did they tell you right away, or did they woo you for a period beforehand?
Um, well, mine promised, guess, meaning to the madness. Um, a greater purpose to it, something that would help me understand why I was experiencing these dreams or hearing my parents talk to me. I don't know if it's necessarily true yet. Still kind of waiting, but yeah, promise.
I was definitely wooed. She told me that she could give me gifts to help me accomplish my goal.
I'm gonna have to be right back here on my own in a moment. Everybody telling me they're getting up and going. All right. She promised you power.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea if you were if your sire was up front with you or if they took their time, Ethan? Or do you need some time of your own to mull that over?
I think I got a rough outline. Uh, so when I had entered the village, uh, we were there just to, basically do what we do in the Crusades. Uh, it was at nighttime. I'm not very sure of the time, but I know it was late. I had noticed weird things happening around me that I couldn't quite explain. And once we entered the village and I walked to the market, I stood in front of this well and I had just stopped to listen. And I was looking around and I saw her out of the corner of my eye, but I'm not very sure if she wanted me to see her or if I just happened to notice her. But she came to me about a week later, I would say, because we were still in this village. And that's when she approached me. And it was about the same time at that well as well.
Did she let you know right away, or did she how do I put this? Play games, offer secrets, power, like for Oliver?
She had offered me a way to how she worded it was to never fear anything ever again. And at the time, I didn't quite know what that meant, but I went along with it. And then that's when she revealed what she was. And I just wanted more after that.
Not uncommon. Not beyond the norm in times like the past decade during the war. Did any of you spend time as a ghoul before you were embraced? Did they give you a taste of their power before they made you one of us?
My sire did, yes. She showed me what she could do with the shadows and how she could bend them to her will. And then I was just enamored after that. I wanted to be able to do what she could do.
That's completely understandable. The kiss is intoxicating for both parties, whether the meal or the supper.
I agree. It was very intriguing the way she did it. And after that, I just wanted to be able to do it and to know that I could accomplish it one day.
Anyone else?
Mine was like full, like all at once, not
Like, and of
slow.
course, same for Asmodeus.
Yes.
Mine as well.
All right. Ethan, go down
Yeah.
to disciplines and choose between either potence or fortitude. Potence is super strength, and fortitude is like supernatural stamina. It's your a way to absorb supernatural damage as opposed to like a punch.
And this is in disciplines, you said?
It'll be one of your disciplines.
Hmm. Okay. I'll go with fortitude.
All right, type fortitude and give yourself a dot.
Alrighty. It is done.
Uh, I know the answer to the sex one, how long you've been under their care. I got that when I asked how old you were. How would you describe your interactions with your sire? Do they treat you well? Are they cool?
They she had treated me very well, actually. It was almost like a it was almost like a relationship almost, like between the both of us, but it was more of a brother and sister type thing. How she looked out for me and guided me through everything.
It's a sibling. Interesting.
Yeah, I had a good relationship with my sire. I mean, nothing bad to throw out there.
Um, it's hard to date one way or another. It's confusing at points. It's erratic, unpredictable, and yeah.
Like trying to swim in a whirlpool.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that that's pretty accurate. Just he's not I wouldn't necessarily call him harsh or abusive or anything like that. Just unpredictable. And compelling.
Emo Hen was like a mentor. To teach me how to adjust,
Oh.
how to gather not objects, but that information can be equally as valuable.
Typical for the Nosferatu. Alrighty, everyone, they put a dot in mentor background.
This is on our backgrounds page itself.
Both on the list on the front page
Okay.
and in the if you want to put it in the backgrounds page as well. I plan on filling in a lot of this stuff for you guys, so you don't have to do it.
Okay. All right.
During your time with them, before no, after your embrace, before they beyond teaching you the ways of vampirism, did they impart upon you any skills in which you did not have before?
Well, I mean, mine attempted to teach me how to commune, I guess, with the voices, to listen to them and understand what they're trying to share. So, yeah.
Give you. Oh, I just got fired. I'm sorry, guys. Oh. Training in the gifts of Malkov.
Yeah, yeah. As with everything else, it makes sense and doesn't all at the same time. It's kind of strange. Sometimes it works, and other times I'm kind of left more confused than anything. But from what he told me, that's fairly normal.
I will have to take your word on that.
Yeah.
And you said these are like gifts or skills that they imparted upon us.
Yeah, anything that you find important enough that was taught to your character that wouldn't have been there before the embrace.
Okay.
She taught me ways to, I guess, or better ways, or more. She trained me for more of a hands-on approach, like a little punchy here, maybe a little shooty there.
I was generating the wrong idea there for a moment.
That as well. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what she really taught him.
Oh hell, am I a bard here too? God dang it!
You never get to leave the bard life. You never leave the bard life.
Emohen taught me how to speak without words. He says directly to you.
Oh, I guess there was one more thing that he attempted to teach me. Not necessarily something I adhere to myself, but the importance of gathering information and only giving out bits and pieces when it's of benefit is kind of counterintuitive to just me, but I
That's
get
a skill all of us must learn. Our existence as we are requires.
yeah, that's probably been the hardest part for myself, but
Okie doke. Kevin, you can have yourself a dot in brawl. Patrick, you can have a dot in the discipline dementation, since that would be the power over your growing madness. And
Yep.
Doug may have a dot in aspects. Make sure that's the right one.
I think so.
So,
is it obfuscate or is it auspice?
auspice. And yeah, invade the mind.
Ah, yes.
Our sense. Yeah, it's the one that leads to telepathy.
Professor X up in this bitch.
I guess at some point we should describe what our characters look like too.
Leans over to Dragomir. Do you ever feel like that guy's talking about like himself in third person when he's talking about what the other guy's telling him to tell us?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
He just looks over and he glares, but you can't see it because he has a mask on his face.
You think he's making faces at us from underneath the mask?
Yes.
Oh. Let's discuss your embrace. How it went can give me some insight into your person. It's possible for some to go through more than just minor or major physical changes, but mental ones, personality ones as well. Uh, if your nature or demeanor was different as a mortal, now would be the shift to their more vampiric personality traits.
Oh, well, that's probably what the traits I picked would be for
That's
this
fair.
then.
I mean, there's not always this type of change,
Yeah.
but
They were probably
the
different for
flow.
a human form, and this is probably what they are now, the ones that I picked.
I'm. Would it be safe to assume that it's the same for everybody?
No.
Oh
I
no.
mean, mine are the
Mine's going.
same.
Mine's going down.
As I say, my person's nature hasn't. Dragomir's nature hasn't changed. In fact, he's like very adamant about his resolve to maintain it is his largest driving force right now.
Well then, after the embrace, your physical, mental, or social attributes grow in strength. Uh, you may spend a dot in both your primary and secondary attributes. Doug, your appearance goes to 0.
Yes.
So I don't choose anything since I don't have my nature or demeanor yet, right?
Correct. Yeah, you're good on that one.
And we can go over 3 now, right?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
The increase comes during freebie points,
Gotcha.
and you're going to be getting more. So, not yet. But you can put 1 dot in your primary attribute and 1 dot in whatever is your secondary attribute. So if like physical was the one you put the most points in, it gets another dot.
Well,
And whichever one was your middle gets another dot.
Let's do that. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. No, I got it. I'm good.
Okay.
Same.
Tim,
Good.
are you good, Ethan?
I believe so.
All right. To represent the experiences that you've been gathering through your own life, you may spend 2 dots in both in all, or 2 dots into your talents, 2 dots into your skills, and 2 dots into your knowledge.
So 2 for each tree.
Yep, 2 for each tree.
Okay.
Do not go above 3.
Okay.
Yep.
And these are based on our experiences after the embrace.
Yes.
So whatever our mentor probably would have taught us. Okay. And you said enigmas is more like dealing with ghosts and spirits, right?
and puzzles.
Right.
Yep.
Whereas the occult is actually like spell casting itself.
Yeah, it deals more with the actual magic of things. But also it would cult would represent like knowledge about the supernatural in general. Do you know about werewolves or the more stuff that you know about vampires, that type of thing?
Okay. Okay.
I have mine.
I am
Okay.
good to go.
Cool.
Same.
We're almost through all my BS, guys. I promise. Are we good? All right. Your time with your sires may have given you a few extra advantages. You would have learned the disciplines or blood powers. You're going to be given 4 dots to spend in disciplines on top of whatever I've handed out. Uh, Normally, you would be allowed to put these in whatever you want. Any of the disciplines are open to you, but I'm going to make a minor, okay, it's a major requirement of 1 dot in each of your clan's base disciplines, and then from there, you can spend however you wish your points. So 3 will be set in stone, and then 1 will go wherever you want. So starting with alphabetically, the La Sombra, you'll have a dot in Dominate.
Okay.
A dot in Obtenebration. Obtenebration.
You spell that for me?
Sure. Obtenebration.
DI or BI?
B, or no, it's T as in Thomas, ION.
Okay. And you said 1 point?
Yeah, that's your Shadow Mastery.
Okay.
Dominate is your ability to force your will onto others.
Okay.
And then your last one is Potence.
Okay.
And that's Super Strength. You have 1 dot to put wherever you want. There's a massive list of other disciplines. Out of those, plus Fortitude and Potence, there's an additional general one for everybody, and that's Celerity, which is super speed.
Okay.
Right. For the Malkavians, you have Auspex, which is your heightened senses and eventual telepathy type stuff. Demontation, which you've already got your dot in, and Obfuscate. For the Nosferatu, you have Animalism, Obfuscate, and Potence. Now I've got to all the way to the end.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Right. As Slubry, specifically the Watcher type, you have Auspex, Obfuscate, and Valerin. Watcher specific Valerin.
You said we get 1 extra point for these?
Yep, wherever you want to put it.
Okay.
There are quite a few other disciplines, so if you want to hold on to it to when we do your nature and demeanor, like that 1 extra, you can, or you can spend it on what you have already.
I think I'll spend it.
Okay.
And you said Auspex is actually what leads towards the Malkavian abilities or whatever?
It's
Not-
one of their auricular proclivity is a combination of 2 disciplines, the Auspex and the Demontation.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm good.
we're good.
Same.
Alrighty. You have 3 more dots to spend into backgrounds, and some have. Well, all the ones in the base book have opened up. My aimless flipping got me away from the page. So there's out of all of them, there's allies, alternate identity, contacts, domain. Domain is your feeding ground, like the literal space in which you feed from. Fame, it's how famous you are, right? Generation, this is how powerful you are as a vampire. Uh, Herd, these are the people who know you're a vampire but allow you to feed off of them. Influence, this is your political sway over uh, mortals. You have resources, which is your money. Retainers, which are ghouls or basic servants who happen to know you're a vampire but don't hinder you because of it. And then status, and this is your position on the totem pole in vampire society. There are a few of these that cannot go above 3 because of the uh, Chronicles restraints. Domain, herd, influence, resources, or status cannot be above a 3. But any of the others can are no longer limited by anything.
Okay, and we can pick one of these backgrounds or multiple.
Multiple, any of those, and I'll be happy to repeat them if you need me to.
How many points was it?
3 more.
Okay. And none can go above 3, you said?
Only domain, herd, influence, resources, and status. Those cannot go above 3.
Any restriction on generation?
No restrictions.
Okay. All right, I think I'm good.
Me too.
Right?
Good.
I'm the slow one this time.
Sorry, what was that?
What?
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, I said I'm the slow one this time.
Well, I'm going to add to your slowness then. You get 2 free dots in generation because of being a salubri.
Oh. Okay. Holy jeez. Look at me, guys. I got free dots.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Thanks, guys. I tried my hardest.
I'm very happy that you did everything you could to get there.
Yeah, it may not last though.
It was a tough road. I wasn't sure it was going to happen, but you did it. We should all celebrate your achievement.
Hey, let's keep it on the down low. Let's keep it on the DL.
I don't know. We should celebrate.
The storyteller already says we have to celebrate, so we have to follow the directive.
That is true. All right. So when you're done with that, Kevin will get 8 freebie points. Doug, Patrick, Ethan, you guys get 10.
Oh, because 2 of my
Yeah,
points
fuck
went
you,
in
Kevin.
generation.
That's because of the generation.
But I mean, that's like, oh no, they are worth 1 apiece.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
well that's one decision I don't have to make that you guys do. So take that.
Yeah.
Oh god. And can they go above 3 now or no?
Yeah, you can. All your stuff can go above 3, with the exception of those specific backgrounds.
Okay. So now I have 8 more points to spend.
Now, would you say that I could elect my sire to be the lizard?
The lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I was just trying to. It's just for the generation, and I guess like because I would put points into mentor then at that point. I'm assuming because that would make sense for that purpose.
Yeah, it can. Mentor represents 2 things: either how active they are in your life or on life, as it were, or the pull in which they can put towards like assisting you. So
Like, just as they're respected or like highly decorated in some way, shape, or form. But
right.
I mean, I don't know. I guess with Malkavians, whether or not they're highly respected is always up for debate. But
Yeah, it's questionable.
all right, we'll just keep it at 1 then. That's fine.
Is this where you want us to take our flaws and merits too?
Yeah, it's where, since it's freebie points again, it's flaws and merits.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Before you were limited to 4 points. Now there's an additional 3 points, so it's a total of 7 points fluctuation on merits or flaws in either direction.
I mean, without looking at like the definition of this flaw that I'm seeing on the list, I feel
Sure.
like it's a de facto flaw for me.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
I think I know of which you are speaking.
Hunted?
Oh, haunted? Nope.
Okay.
That's specifically for
like hunters.
like mortal hunters.
Gotcha. Okay. I should look at
Yeah, I
that
was
list though.
Yeah, I was thinking you're going to point out the permanent third eye.
Why you gotta point that out, bruh?
It's like it's like monstrous for me. It's
That is, I think that one specifically says that Nosferatu don't get it.
does it?
Yeah, if you're clan Nosferatu, you may not take this flaw because you already have it effectively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buffy.
Would he technically get the mute flaw though?
Doug, uh, Asmodeus can speak. It's just harsh.
Okay.
It's like guttural.
I just saw it because I scrolled
Scratchy.
past it.
Did think about giving you permanent wound, but that's
I thought about that one myself.
because that's when it happens. If like you're wounded just before the embrace, it doesn't may not heal up, so it's always there.
I'll have to add mine later. I can't plug in my stick with my books in it
Ah,
while I have my mic and my mouse in,
what?
because my mouse is wireless, so I only have 2 plugins for my USBs.
Do you want a web page to look at?
Yeah, if you can put it up.
That's what I'm reading on.
Ah, that's a good one. There's just a few little things left, and we're good to go. So when you guys feel like you're ready, give me the heads up.
I don't know. I feel like I'm okay with my character as he is, to be honest.
It's too bad I'm going to make a whole bunch of changes now.
Well, I mean, because I didn't look at flaws and merits, and I don't.
You don't have to. Those are
Yeah,
optional.
I've only seen one that I would maybe pick, but I don't know that I would either.
Right.
I mean, I've got 1 point left over from the freebies, but I'm not sure what to.
One point, it's usually a backgrounder or willpower.
Oh, that's true. I could do willpower, and that just increases the max by 1.
Yep.
Cool. Do it. All right. There we go. Spent.
Yeah,
Oh.
I believe I'm ready.
So
You can go ahead. I'll read through while I'm picking.
so it's little fill-ins now. Like on Chronicle. It's the long road. And on Generation at the top, take minus whatever you chose from 12. So like if Kevin didn't add any more to the background, he'd be 10th gen instead of 12th gen.
So I just figure mine out whenever I do my background and stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Uh, Doug, you talked about taking the road of kings.
Yes.
So you would need to change on the virtues to conviction and self-control. Unless you're going path of chivalry.
No. Road of Kings.
And then we need to fill in everybody's weaknesses. Ethan, for you, the Lasobra cannot be seen in any sort of reflective surface.
Okay.
This makes it difficult to conceal themselves, their supernatural nature from mortals. And additionally, the Clan of Shadow cannot abide the presence of bright light. You would take damage from like bright light as if it were literal sunlight. That's not a huge hindrance, admittedly, in the medieval times, unless you're near a giant bonfire. That would be fairly bright, but that would be hard to pull off, anyways. In the vampire game, vampires tend to have a irrational or very rational fear of fire. So that won't become an issue till like flashlights and shit. You know what I mean?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Patrick, your Malkavian has some form of derangement.
Right. Yeah, I think you and I have talked about that. So
Yep. Just there's a box at the bottom of the front sheet to type in your weakness. Hey, Doug, yours is
Oh.
the thing that put yours at 0.
I'm ugly.
You're ugly.
Where's that one at? Merits and flaws.
No, your weakness is all
weakness.
Nosferatu
Okay,
have an appearance of 0.
there it is.
In addition, you automatically fail all first impression rolls. People all being judgmental and what about the way you look.
Got it.
Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
so you've got 2. If you have 3 dots in your clan discipline of Valerian, you have a third eye.
I only have 2 dots.
Okay, then you don't have a third eye yet. And a watcher must choose a field of study narrow enough for a knowledge specialty. Which brings me to a part of character creation. If you have 4 dots in anything, like if you have 4 dots in strength, you get to choose a specialty to put down for it. So for strength, your specialty might be Fists of Iron, which would give you a bonus while punching someone specifically. Each of your specialties is an additional die you would be able to roll for checks using those things. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And they have to be specific enough that you can get a bonus from it, but they can't be vague enough that they can be focused towards just about anything in that category. Knowledge is the best ones for these type of examples, like medicine. It could be a surgery specialty, or under, if you have foreign theology, you might have a specialty in a very particular faith, or a more esoteric branch of your faith. Like if you're Jewish, you'd have Kabbalah as your specialty. Linguistics, like I said, for every dot you'd have in it, your bonus language is double. Those would technically go in the specialty space, but you're not going to be able to read it. I would suggest putting it in notes.
Oh, you mean like which ones we would know or whatnot?
Yeah. And there were a few that might be helpful but aren't required. The only thing I do require is for languages that there be one common across the group. A really good example of that is in the Middle East. The common language, the lingua franca, is French. It is the language of the French. So, or maybe you speak Hebrew and that's what everyone has, or everyone speaks some sort of Baltic language, or Slavic, anything like that. I would put all those in notes because they won't fit on the linguistics.
How many do we know if we don't have anything in linguistics?
You know, one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna assume it's English.
That's a good assumption. No, I take that back. That's not necessarily a good assumption. Being Welsh, you might also speak Gaelic.
Oh. Well,
I don't
I'll
think
let.
anybody else is probably going to be speaking Gaelic in the party.
Oh, I was gonna
Right.
say I'll let everyone decide if we're speaking Gaelic or English. So anyway, back to my knowledge thing.
Sure.
What am I picking now?
Specialties.
No, like for my thing you started explaining, my weakness thing.
Oh, your weakness. You have a focus area of study. Type of thing that you'll either get easily drawn into a never-ending conversation with, or distracted by if you notice something related to it in life.
Squirrel.
It's
You have ADHD. Congratulations.
it's similar to the Toreador's beauty obsession.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to pick exactly. Like, I feel like with my character, it would be occult based, obviously.
Right.
But I don't know, like, what specifically in it that.
Well, you here, man.
because
Quit
I don't.
meowing at me.
Huh?
Cat's meowing at me.
Oh. Because I feel like if I was just like, oh, it's just a cult, I feel like that's too wide of a range.
It is. Like the Fae would be like a narrow specialty, or werewolves, or a specific clan of vampire, uh, uh or like magic tradition. Like you might know more about the Sons of Horus from Mage as opposed to other things.
I had myself muted there. Anything you can recommend for like intelligence or kind of an idea in that direction?
There's always something good in Sabuk. I have trouble with this myself, so
Where's that at in the book?
so there's a page discrepancy between the PDF and the physical copy.
Sure.
In the physical copy, it's page 161. So it'll be either 160 or 162.
Gotcha.
All right, let me get out the other book. I shall look at Masquerade for examples. All right, under intelligence in the Masquerade, there's book knowledge, creative, analytical, problem solver, a specific subject authority.
Okay. Where's that
Those
at
are-
in the masquerade one? 'Cause I think
Page
that's-
99.
Oh, way back.
I don't know if there's actually a discrepancy for the Masquerade PDF to physical copy, though.
Okay. Yeah. Book knowledge, creative, analytical, problem solver, subject authority. Okay. Now, is it just one specialty for going above that?
Yes. Specialties, additional specialties can be bought, but only with experience.
Okay. I'm assuming that's the area of expertise in the corn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I finished mine.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
All right. When everyone is done, click on the die to the left there and roll a singular D10. That'll be how many blood points you have. Ouch.
Oh yeah. Actually, that makes sense. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's pretty good.
Can we put this in the blood pool, I assume?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and roll mine.
Oh yeah.
I'll take it.
Everybody but me. That's good. That's good. I love it. It couldn't have rolled better, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So your blood pool is going to power a whole bunch of stuff. 1 point is spent every night when you wake up, just to wake up. Anytime you use a discipline, you're going to end up spending a blood point. Trying to make someone believe you're alive, faking being able to breathe, or just being able to swallow food and drink temporarily requires the spending of a blood point. Faking having a heartbeat is an additional blood point on top of the one to breathe. So, your blood pool is a very important resource that needs to be managed carefully. Yeah. Everybody's sheets are looking good.
Damn. I was gonna take permanent wound, but I don't know if I want to. Jeez.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the flaws are nasty. But they're flaws.
Yeah.
I don't know what's currently up my cat's butt, but he will not shut up.
All right. I think that's.
He doesn't want pets. He won't let me touch him.
I still need like a specialty in Dex.
You need a specialty in Dex.
Or whatever, yeah. I have 4 dots in it.
Yes. Well, since I learned the Dark Ages book won't be super helpful there.
Super. I mean, not super.
We'll go to the Masquerade. So under Masquerade, the examples it gives are precise, swift, feline grace, and lightning reflexes.
I kind of like that.
The lightning reflexes?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, why not?
Oh, while you're there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't just put it down or nothing.
How about manipulation?
The examples for that are persuasive, seductive. That's a good one for you. Well-reasoned, misdirection, or conjurer of facts.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with well reasoned. I like it.
You should put gaslighting.
Now, how about
Yeah.
wits?
That should definitely
Wits?
be one.
Well, wits
Be
is
like-
one that likes really long ones because the first one is getting the jump on others.
How about quick thinking? That sound good?
For wits,
Quick thinking.
I mean, it is a description, like you're quick-witted.
Yeah.
yeah, quick-witted would work.
That's what I'll
Yeah,
go with.
that's
Quick
good.
witted. All right, back to my stuff. Okay, I think I got it.
So does the glowing eyes flaw just make it hard, like make it impossible for you to convince people that you're not supernatural?
It does make it very difficult.
Now, would in actually they wouldn't have. No, they would have had the old like plague doctor masks at that point.
Not yet. Not too
yet?
far off though.
Okay. I was just trying to think if there would have been like a way that he could like disguise himself to a certain extent or use stuff to disguise himself. But I know
Oh,
it's
if he had the glowing eyes.
yeah. So.
Well,
I mean, I know that's,
a cloth would work, especially with a dot and aspects. Your senses are so heightened it wouldn't prove a hindrance.
right.
I didn't put it down just in case anyone needs more.
Did you close it yet, though?
I totally closed it.
Hey, no, I'm just kidding.
Because I'm thinking I'm going to take efficient digestion.
That's a good one. A decent offset for your proclivities.
Uh-huh. That maxes out my flaws and my merits, so that's cool.
I'm gonna take efficient digestion.
I mean, I do have 3 points in aspects too, so
Oh,
decided to spend extra there. Since kind of worded that into his background a little bit, so getting the training and such.
awesome. I gotta admit, that is the read the soul ability is the one I trip up the most.
Oh yeah.
I always find it difficult to decide what color someone's soul is when you look at them.
Oh sure. Yeah.
You don't need to type all that out, Doug.
I'm copy and pasting.
Okay. That's what I did for the few things I filled out that way. I built
Go
an
ahead.
example character so I can just copy paste from other things from it to another one. Because when you copy the disciplines, everything gets wonked up. Like it doesn't read normal on the description. Right. Sorry about that, Kev.
No, you're good.
What's up?
So I'm just clarifying here because you said when I get a third point in the
Mhm.
Verilyn one, but
Yep.
like what I'm reading here says when I get a second level in it. And it could be just a discrepancy on what I'm reading is not correct.
Right.
I'm just verifying.
Verification is good. Did I pass it? No, I didn't.
Oh.
Oh, no. It's different for the all it takes in V20 is 1. Yep. If a
So,
Slubri learns 1 dot in Valerian, they manifest the signature third eye.
so, so I have my third eye already.
Yep, you have a third eye.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'm okay with that.
All right. 5. So that's 7 left. Okay.
I'm definitely a human, guys.
Me too.
Look me in the eyes and tell me I'm not.
Which one?
All of them.
Can't do that. Actually, literally can't. At least not at the same time.
If you cross your eyes, if your right eye looks at my right eye and your left eye looks at my left eye, then you're kind of looking at both those eyes, but your eyes will be crossed, so you'll also be looking at the third one.
Oh. Here's some other. Out of these, maybe kind of the same. For like the skills and stuff, like if you've got them, like for the dots and the skills.
Right.
Trying to find the disciplines in here, but I don't see any.
So on the experience chart here, when I'm looking at that, when it says CR times 5, is that the rank, like class rank?
That is its current rank.
Current rank. Times 5 for clan disciplines.
Yep. It's times 7 if it's not.
I saw that. That's fantastic. So getting up into like 6 and 7 is
It takes a while.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. So,
The Chronicle will be giving out an alternate leveling up system. It has built-in long chunks of time where it just kind of washes over, like it doesn't cover anything that actually occurs there. I will be filling in a good portion of that because the stuff it skips are super interesting. The plagues, the invasion of the Mongols, the Huns, like all that just kind of glossed over, like it doesn't matter. World War One, World War Two, the fall of the Holy Roman Empire, all that, just not
covered
covered.
at all, huh? Wow.
So it has a downtime system that gives you a type of experience point that you get to spend
Okay.
that spends very much the same way.
Okay.
With the minor difference is you can pick a background that you're going to want to try to work on during that downtime, and you get to roll on it. You roll that many dice. And depending on what you roll, it either goes down, stays the same, or goes up.
So you could botch things and actually make it worse for yourself.
Yep.
Got it. Nice. Cool.
You get to do one of those types of checks every 50 years that just kind of jumped over. So at first, I won't be handing out a lot, and then there will be a point where you'll be getting a lot.
Okay.
Kevin, on the whole Valerian thing,
Yeah.
if you on their bloodline page, on page 101 through 105, under the weakness, it says it takes 1 dot to get a deny. But if you go to the Valerian on page 260, it says it opens on the 3rd dot, cracks open fully, and develops on the 3rd dot.
So I take it as on dot 2.
All right.
You have
I'm
an
good.
eyelid?
I would assume that right, like on the 1st dot, you get like a bump of the eye developing
Mm-hmm.
that maybe occasionally is capable of opening, but doesn't look even remotely like a natural eye open. And by the time you get to level 3, it's a full blown eye with eyelashes and everything.
Okay, well, I'm at 2 right now, so.
Okay, it's an awkward looking eye.
You have
It's
a,
not
you
a
have
full-blown eye.
unibrow where the eyelashes are.
Yeah.
Well, and everything merits are complete.
Awesome.
Points given.
Well, that's all we needed to do. We are, well, most of us are fully built characters.
Oh, we haven't decided on the one language though.
Oh, that's true. It's, I mean,
I
it's
would say English.
it's like sign language, right? That's what you're going with.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
All right. Well, we'll cover that next time. Well, folks, I hope we weren't too boring for our first foray into the Eternal Night, but I hope you join us again in 2 weeks. See you then.
Bye.
See?
Bye bye.